In cities and towns across the country, teachers are the lifeblood of their communities. We believe every teacher needs to be recognized and supported. This is especially true during the first few years of their career. This year, we are making our way across Kansas to reunite some of our former students with their college mentors and surprise them with needed classroom supplies. Join us as we
Crash the Class!
Greetings, I'm Debbie Mercer, Dean of the College of Education at Kansas State University. Join us as we crash the class of Mr. Davidson and Mr. Fike, both first-year teachers at Eisenhower Middle School, part of the Manhattan Public Schools. Both these science educators started at midpoint last year of the year and have endured great trauma and tragedy during their first year of teaching. So it's wonderful to get to lift them up as they hear what their colleagues and students have to say about them. So please join us as we crash the cafeteria today. Surprise! Mr. Davidson and Mr. Fike, we have just crashed your class, or in this case, crashed your cafeteria. So I'm Debbie Mercer, I'm Dean of your College of Education, and we are here to honor you. So if you would come up here, we have spaces at the very front, and your colleagues and your students have been wonderful the last 24 hours or so, and we have a video that we want to share with you. Okay, so have a seat.
Well, Derek, I think, fresh out of college, has a lot of new ideas. Well, he works with his peers. He jumped into that science team, has a good content background, loves students, works well with students, identifies with students, just a good role model for staff and students. Jackson came to us last year at mid-year, and he's energetic, he's enthusiastic, he brings a lot of youth to a team and to the science department. The relationships that he builds with his students. He's jumped into a couple coaching responsibilities, which I think has been beneficial for him and us. I just think he's a great fit for 8th grade science.
Something that stands out about Mr. Davidson is he seems to be wise beyond his years. And I don't know if it's just the no hair or what, but I think sometimes the kids even think he's way older than he is. But he definitely has a lot of wisdom to pass along to the kids as he's gone through this first year here. He's always there to help out with something if you need something. He helps direct the Science Olympiad after school for these kids, and he's always trying to give something back, and he's just a great asset for Eisenhower.
We've benefited from having Jackson just because as a first-year teacher, he acts like a 3rd or 4th year teacher. Our building and our team in particular this year has experienced a lot of trauma, and Jackson has really taken that to heart, and he pours himself into his students every single day. Not only that during the day, but after school, he's constantly volunteering for coaching positions and clubs, and he wants to show the students that it's more than just a bell-to-bell classroom, and that he really cares about them and relates to their hobbies and their needs and wants.
Derek's passion for what he is talking about comes through in every single unit that we do. And to me, that's really impressive because, you know, he's not necessarily somebody who came in and was like, I want to teach middle school, but he absolutely loves his subject matter. And that's translated into how he models these things for our students. He's a huge nerd, has phenomenal taste in music, absolutely loves traveling and rock climbing and all of these kind of outdoorsy things.
Something that stands out to me about Mr. Fike is he is just willing to help whenever. He is always like engaging with the kids. He and Mr. Davidson both came in the middle of the year last year and hit the ground running. They did an awesome job. Mr. Fike does football, does basketball, helps out with strength and conditioning, also does helps out with science Olympiads. So he is everywhere, and as a basically first-year teacher, that's just incredible. So he's doing an awesome job.
Mr. Davidson always makes the classes fun. He always starts off the class with like a funny joke or something. He's really funny. Thank you for being a great teacher and always helping me and making class fun.
Mr. Davidson has made science really fun to learn about and really enjoyable. And thank you for making science really fun to learn and always helping out with homework and stuff and answering questions.
Something Mr. Davidson has helped me with is he got me involved in an after-school program called Science Olympiad. So I'm doing Code Busters right now and learning about ciphers and stuff.
One thing I enjoy about Mr. Fike, my teacher, is that he's super engaging and we do lots of fun activities. During football, he helped me as a coach learning a new position. My favorite lesson Mr. Fike has taught us, we were talking about, I think, different alkaline metals or something, and we brought some pure sodium outside to put it in the snow, and then it was sizzling.
One thing Mr. Fike does is that he lets us be hands-on. So we have a lot of choices of what we can do, and I like that.
One thing I enjoy about Mr. Fike as a teacher is his sense of humor. He always makes me laugh. Anytime that I don't understand something, he's really helpful and helps me to understand. Thank you, Mr. Fike, for everything you helped me with and for being such a great teacher.
The school has benefited a lot from having Mr. Davidson. It's just nice and refreshing to have a recent college graduate with that much knowledge about his subject area, and then somebody who can connect with the students as well as Derek does.
One thing that stands out about Jackson is just his compassion and his overall relationship with the kids. I mean, he can really relate to them on a personal level. He doesn't have to put on a face, put on a facade. You know, when he shows up every day, he is who he is. And the kids love that. They love the authenticity, and so they can relate to him very well because of that. It's been fun to see Jackson not only in college, but also in the professional setting, and have someone to lean on who's been through everything that we've been through at the same pace. Jackson, thanks for being you. Thanks for being honest. Thanks for being open. Thanks for being compassionate to the kids, and keep doing a great job.
Derek, thank you very much for being such a great friend and a great colleague, being somebody I can talk to about stuff, especially just being the same age. I thank you very much for that relationship that we have, and keep plugging along because it'll get better. It'll get better.
On behalf of our 8th grade team, I just want to tell Jackson thank you and how proud we are of him for really taking an unprecedented year with a pandemic and the trauma that we've experienced. And he has just loved on our kids and has contributed to our team in ways that I can't imagine as a first-year teacher. And so we're just so proud of the way that he has handled himself, both professionally and personally during this year.
Mr. Davidson, you are an amazing teacher. Your knowledge of science and your gift in your relationship with kids is enduring, and we are just so blessed to have you at Eisenhower, and really just thank you for being here.
Thank you, Derek, for welcoming on to 7th grade life science. Thank you for always having my back on everything, that we are kind of going through this novel experience of being new teachers together. And so I've really appreciated everything that you've done for me and helped me with.
Mr. Fike, you really are an incredible teacher. I know sometimes things seem like they're a little rough, but you have done an amazing job in the time you've been here. In the worst and most difficult time, you've really just shined and excelled. Even though it may not feel like it, you've been just a blessing for us to have here at Eisenhower.
Thank you, Mr. Fike.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
Thank you, Mr. Fike.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
So when we crash the class, our purpose is to be able to honor and recognize and celebrate early career teachers, because teaching is hard work, but it's also important that teachers care. And we heard that again and again.
The children in Kansas, Each one of you deserve the best, most effective science teacher we produce. And just knowing they are here at Eisenhower Middle School, it warms my heart because I know you have the best. Now, we have a couple of gifts for them. And the first one is for Mr. Davidson. Okay, it's a starfish dissection kit. Ooh. And inside, in addition to the starfish in the containers, there are these awesome starfish mats. So when you're dissecting your starfish, okay, it's an awesome illustration of what you're going to experience. For Mr. Fike, we have an awesome Introduction to Waves kit. Absolutely. He told some of his colleagues that he does like waves, longitudinal, transverse, different types of waves. And so now you will experience some awesome instruction enhanced with the Carolina Supply Introduction to Waves kit. Thank you for allowing me to be here this morning and share with you the joy of these two teachers.
And because we all know purple is your favorite color.
Yes.
A little goodness and purple from the College of Education. And we have two other people that I want to thank before we conclude today. We called your principals and asked Mr. Martinez and Mr. Newell if we could come crash your class. And we know that that put extra work on them because they had a lot of orchestrating to do, right? The snow day put us back. I was texting Mr. Martinez, okay, can we reschedule and can we come the next day and is this all going to work? So I need all of you to help me say thank you to them and let's clap for them really loud.